Hi, this is Robin the Generous Stitcher, and let's see, it's the 14th. Okay, it's crazy time of the year for me. It's the busiest time of my work, and Willow's right up here, ready for her, like, to get in the way of the camera, or just trying to figure out where to put my headphones. Okay. There. You know, a lot of other Flosstubers sort of prepare, you know, they have background music, they have animations. No. Maybe in 7 years when I retire. So anyway, some of you have seen my PNWSS small. I'm not going to show it. If you want to see what it looks like, you need to watch back several months, or a couple months. I finished it. When did I finish it? In May, I think. So anyway, so a friend of mine said that for this small, which is small and round, that these 4-inch cake, like cake pastry boards, cake boards were the perfect size, which they are. And so I don't have to worry about cutting anything or having things not be perfectly round. So I got 2 of these actually, because I know one of my friends who's done a lot of different smalls says that she sometimes would cut multiple circles and glue them together to make a thicker board. So I think I might, you know, there's 8 of these in a package, and I think I might use at least 2 of them to make it thick enough. And because my fabric is a black Aida and matting is not black, it's not dark, the natural is kind of a neutral, and then there's white. Friends have suggested I get some black felt to put behind it, and I got a couple pieces of black felt. I got 2 pieces. This is a lot. This is larger than my 4-inch. You know, it's quite a bit larger, or not that big. I mean, not that much larger, but I mean it's there's like a, you know, like a 1/4 of an inch on either end, but then there's a little bit more to the sides. So I am planning on stitching this piece one more time, because this was a piece that my spouse just kept wanting for me to drag out and look at. So anyway, I mean, he always wants to see what I'm doing, and he's always interested. You know, he likes art and design, and so he's always interested in what I'm producing. And so anyway, so I have been gathering up I have been gathering up finishing materials. Here is some red, white, and blue patriotic ribbon, and there's a patriotic flag, just another Button Company flag that I've picked up, but it's not with my project bag. So anyway, getting ready to fully finish this, and there are a number of tutorials by Kathy Haberman online about how to finish these particular rounds, and so I will be watching those and figuring it out, and getting help from my friends who've already given me some help, and I want to say that some of them already gave me some matting. I can't remember. It might be in a project bag over there, but it's, oh, it is in here. It is. So yeah, so because because the matting is, like I say, this is sort of a neutral color. It's not dark, so it's going to show. That's why I needed the felt to layer. And anyway, yeah, she gave me a couple good pieces here, which should be more than enough for doing this twice. So yeah, so I think, except for the cording, and I hope I will get that next week. I'm gonna go to a friend's house for stitching, and she has a cording machine, and so I think, sorry, my nose is itching. I think she's already, you know, she and another friend of mine who have cording machines have already agreed to lend me, or I've got the flosses, so I'm gonna just hand them the flosses and say, okay, I need 2 pieces of cording that are this big. So, and they both have done finishing, so they can help me figure out how big it needs to be. So anyway, all right, so that's fully finishing progress, and so I only have 1 whip, and I have 2 whips technically, and 2 finishes. One finish I think you've already seen. Willow is looking affectionately at this one. So this is Henny Penny. It's getting so big. So look at those. Look at those stitches. So the middle of the pattern is right around here. So there's a lot of stitching left to do, but the chicken, you know, it has this big round bottom, and then it narrows up with the head. And so really there is a lot of stitching to do of the apron, but the chicken body is, I can kind of see the end coming. So, all right, so that is Henny Penny. It's on 8-count Aida. This is what it looks like when you do it on a smaller piece of regular linen. It's, you know, it's like small. This is going to be a big stuffed animal. I'm going to get my mom to help me sew. Well, I'm going to put a bunch of thick interfacing on the back of it, get my mom to help sew some quilt material onto it. Now, the person I got the black felt from is my next door neighbor, and she quilts. In fact, now I know what she does on Saturday. All these women come to her house, and I was like, ooh, what's she doing? And they're quilting. So anyway, she had a bag of black felt scraps, and she's a fabric collector. So she actually had a piece of quilting fabric with chicken eggs on it. It was black with white chicken eggs, and I was like, that would be perfect, but it's only a tiny little piece, so it's not big enough to fit on a 16 by 11.5, which is, it's gonna need to be bigger than that because, you know, yeah. So anyway, that's the sad part about this, and Stacy Nash is the designer. This is part of the Animal Cracker series, and I always seem to look there instead of at the camera. So, and Willow is just looking at the cross stitch with love. And so the other thing you know that I'm working on is I'm going to 30 Acorns, which is a class by Kathy Haberman and Hands-On Design, and it makes 30 acorns. And if you count all the acorns on these different patterns, it adds up to 30. I have not counted. Did I even do the bottom part of that? Yes, I did. Okay. So So far, I have stitched, count up the acorns. I know that there are 6 acorns on one piece that I'll show in a minute. And now I'm crackling stuff and I'm getting cross stitch out. So she's getting way more interested. Yes, Willow, you've seen these. Yes, you've seen these. Yes, I love you too, sweetie. She's my good girl. Okay, so this one I did change the words. It's supposed to say little acorns, big dreams. I made it little big trees because I knew I had like limited amount of time and I'm a slow stitcher. So there is 1 acorn on this, and I don't think any of these things are officially acorns. I think they're kind of like buds or flowers. Anyway, so 1 there, and I know that there are 6 on the Squirrel Away piece, because in this box that we're going to make in the class, there is a section of it where you put this smaller piece that you squirrel away in a secret compartment. And then these 2 pieces make a needle book. And a friend has gone to a class of hers before that had a similar design and said that they were using wool for the needle book. So I'm going to be loading up on my inhaler before I walk into the shop, and I'm going to have other asthma, besides my inhalers, I'm going to have some allergy medicines. I do not react as badly to wool. Wool is more of a upper respiratory, like asthmatic reaction. It's not anaphylaxis. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do so I can go to this class. And then I think the next class that Acorns and Threads is having is Needlework Press. At least I have that on my calendar. I'm not sure. I haven't checked to see if it's still in the Acorns and Threads calendar or events for this year. I know there were some designers that had been scheduled and they had things happening, and then they rescheduled. So anyway, I'm not going to the Needlework Press. That is not really stuff I am interested in stitching. I have too many other reproductive sampler type things at home to work on. So anyway, I finished my Squirrel Away piece, and I did this on a grab bag special, which you might be able to see the modeling. Whoa, that's really intense modeling. And there's a white spot in the middle right there. And here comes Willow. Yes. You just were nodding. Are you gonna, I was wondering if she was gonna like leap onto me. Huh? Are you gonna come up here, or you just wanted to see all the cross stitch? She just wanted to see the cross stitch because I held it up. So anyway, so those are my 3 finishes. So I'm maybe considering myself to be 75% done with the finishes for the class. I did start the last piece, which is the biggest piece, and Kathy Haberman has said that you want to do the perforated paper, get that done, and then you can work on the Squirrel Away or this in either order. This bottom of the box does not have to be done before the class. And I had no intention of getting it done. I wasn't even sure I was going to finish the Squirrel Away, but it was really quick. And the other thing I wanted to point out about my Squirrel Away piece is that I heard something fall. Where's my okay, thought it was my imagination. So I downloaded this picture of a British red squirrel, and this doesn't really show, but they have a white chest and belly, like white underside, And so in my squirrel, you can see those 2 white stitches there. Is it 2 or no? Oh, it's 3 white stitches. One of them is, I think you can see on the camera better than I could see from this angle. And and then I used 2 threads that were not provided with the kit, but from my stash. The body of the squirrel was stitched with DMC 919, which is a really vibrant dark orange. And then the other parts of the squirrel, you'll notice that there's some variation in the coloring of the squirrel. And so for this sort of darker, duller orangey color, I used the 301, which is a lot more orange in this light than, it's kind of an orangey tan. And Willow is attempting to eat the flosses because she sees them through the project bag vinyl, and so she's like licking the outside of the vinyl trying to get, oh, she just realized what the zipper was. So anyway, I'm gonna stop this really shortly. Let me see if I can, just want to make sure that stuff is sort of out of her way. I'm going to put these bobbins in my pocket. Okay, so, okay, Willow. Yeah, she's still sitting on the project bag. So anyway, this is a short one. Gosh, it's only 17 minutes. But I haven't been to the shop to shop, and I'm not going to be there until on my birthday next week. So I don't have any haul to show, but I did get an early birthday present from one of my aunts, and she gave me a gift certificate to Acorns and Threads. I'm not sure, I didn't look and see how much it was, but I have an idea. I know how much she's given me in the past. And she also gave me some cash. So the next time I go to Acorns and Threads, I'm not gonna feel guilty about spending money. I'm gonna have a little bit to spend. Or I might just save it, save the cash for PNWSS. And so anyway, so Willow, do you wanna say goodbye? She's right there. There's Willow. Okay. Max is up here earlier, and anyway, so that's it. Sorry about the light. I try and sit so I'm blocking it. It looks like I have little ears. But anyway, so everything is just moving along. I'm kind of taking a bit of a breath this week because the biggest week of my year was last week, and so it's kind of like downhill from here, and that's good. And then, so like I say, won't be back to the Acorns and Threads till next week. This weekend we are going to a family reunion, and we have a cat sitter for the cats, which they are so bonded that I'm just worried that if I ever boarded them, poor Max would just be yowling the whole time for his mama. Willow might enjoy the break, but you know, then she'll worry because he's yowling. So anyway, she's right here. So I really haven't like watched a Flosstube since I think April. I'm going to probably take a little bit of cross stitch with me. I think I'm going to leave the 30 acorns here, and then I might take I was thinking about taking Henny Penny. I don't know. Henny Penny would be easy to stitch in the car. But I also thought about taking a small. And I know that people will want to talk to me, and I know that people, I know the spouse wants to take some hikes with me while we're to the family reunion, because there's some things that the family might be doing that he and I don't want to do, so excuse me. So anyway, I don't know. I mean, they're good people, they're fun, but you know, they have kids, and the kids will want to do certain things that we won't want to do, so that's fine. So, oh, and other bit of family news is that I'm going to be, and my husband is good, we're going to be great aunt and uncle again, to two. My nephews are both, sorry, dust is catching in my throat. All right, so yeah, it looks like we're going to be great aunt and uncle again, times two. My nephews are both expecting with their spouses, and so anyway, I have a tentative gender for one, but have no idea for the other. And the best news that I felt for me was, oh good, no baby gifts this year. One baby's due in January and one baby's due in March. So I don't have to finish any baby stuff for this year, unless somebody surprises me, like what happened last year. Got to the end of the year, and my spouse says, oh, my coworker, they're getting married, oh, and they're having a baby. I'm like, okay. So I got the wedding. Did I give him a wedding gift? I gave him a baby gift. I don't think I stitched him a wedding gift. Because I kind of asked the coworker, like, well, what do you like? What would your spouse like? And they never gave me an answer. And I don't visit his workplace often enough to see everyone that he works with. So, but anyway, my older nephew, he got, and I've shown this, was it the first year? Like yeah, I think it was like in 2024 that I probably showed the bib that I stitched for him. And so I don't know what I'm gonna do for this new little kid. So, and I kind of, with my nephew, I needed to do a baby gift, but I was kind of like, I wasn't like a year late, but he was born in March, so yeah, I stitched it because I'm trying to do the math here. Yeah, I might have had I don't remember if I actually had the bib to show. I think maybe I had a picture of it. Because I know how old my nephew is, and that means that when I started my Flosstube channel, my nephew was already born. My great nephew was already born. So anyway, so baby gifts at the end of next year, or at the beginning of next year, end of this year. And I really, really need to get some finishes. And, I try to do a finish a month, and I feel like I'm kind of getting behind on my own finishes. So, and I can count, I've had 2 finishes the Squirrel away in one of the perforated paper for this month of July. But all my other stuff has kind of not been touched. And so I'm kind of looking forward to taking a couple smalls with me to the family reunion. So I have some things I can work on, like in the evening when we're at the hotel. So anyway, that is all. That is more family stuff than I expected to share. And so Willow is right here. My good girl. Okay, so 25 and a half minutes. I'm gonna cut out now because that's all I needed to say and show. And I need to put my hand around her so she doesn't. I'm trying to press the button. Okay, two short things I meant to stick in here. Willow's still right in front of me. Willow distracted me, like she frequently does. The reason I wanted to say with the Grab Bag fabric was from Mystic Fabrics. It's 18 count Ada, which is slightly smaller than the 30 Acorns hands-on design pattern. It's meant to be stitched on 32 count, or is it 16 count? And so it'll just mean that I have more border at the bottom of the box. There'll be more of a fabric border, and so it's gorgeous fabric, so it's gonna look good, whatever. And then the other thing I wanted to say was that British red squirrels are critically endangered because of invasive American gray squirrels that some idiot who is English decided would be a good thing to bring to their country. And, you know, like they didn't learn enough of a lesson with Australia. Come on. So, yeah, gray squirrels have taken over England and Wales, and there's still a good population in Scotland, but, you know, gray squirrels can live in Scotland. They can live in other parts. They can live anywhere on the British Isles. So anyway, that's another reason why they need to rewild some European and formerly British predators to those islands to take care of things like invasive gray squirrels and other things that are sort of populating beyond the wild environment that they have. And so anyway, those are the two things. The other thing I did on that gray squirrel that I've already put it away is that the red squirrels have tufts on their ears, so I did a couple back stitch or half stitches coming off the ears that were in the pattern to give them a little extra height. And so in that contrasting orange tan. So those are the things that I meant to say, and I will finally say good night and thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, share.